Hey friends, I'm making this video for a number of reasons, primarily because I'm bored. But in case this goes viral, I will give an introduction. My name is Travis Waker. I am a master's level psychologist. I practice in Michigan. I will be starting my doctorate at the University of Evansville in Indiana starting next month. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things I could say about myself, I guess. I have cerebral palsy, which doesn't matter to me, but matters to the world for some reason. And I'm interested in suicide prevention, namely the connection between suicidal ideation and nihilism, which I think should be an obvious connection, but people don't seem to have made it, at least not like on a research level, and so I'm interested in that. But for those that don't know, nihilism, according to the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy, nihilism is the belief that all values are baseless and that nothing can be known or communicated. It is often associated with extreme pessimism and a radical skepticism that condemns existence. So it's basically a long and fancy way of saying that nihilists believe that nothing else matters, or nothing matters rather. And I don't think anyone would describe themselves as a nihilist, but the philosophy seems to be very pervasive in our culture. I would argue that you have to have a nihilistic mindset to commit suicide or die by suicide. I don't like that phrasing exactly, but because you're getting to the end of your rope, like you're neglecting all the people that hopefully care for you, and you're neglecting any future that you might have. So I don't know how you can't be nihilistic and suicidal. You can be nihilistic without being suicidal, but I would argue you have to be nihilistic in order to be suicidal. And I think that the way that we're handling suicide right now is not appropriate. People often go into people often will go into inpatient therapy, and they'll come out with worse outcomes than when they went in, which seems like we're having the opposite effect. Often medication prescribed for suicide, like Lexapro, has side effects that can create suicidal ideation. So I don't think any of the medications that we have on the market are necessarily, although some can be helpful certainly, but I don't think that they are the solutions that psychiatrists often make them out to be. So my argument basically is the fight against nihilism, making small meaning in everyday things. Reading a book, watching TV, going for a walk. It's a beautiful day in Michigan, and just anything that will get you out of bed, basically. Because when you become so depressed that you have to rely on medication to get out of bed, that's when the suicidal ideation kicks in. Is when you feel like, well, I'm out of bed, but now the suicidal thoughts are paramount. So depression kind of saves your life in that instance, which is really interesting. So yeah, I would say the best way to combat nihilism is to make your own meaning. I think meaning can be subjective, although I would say the greatest meaning. I am a Christian, so the greatest meaning is to have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. But I think that even in and of itself, that can mean a bunch of different things. What does He want you to do? Where did because a lot of especially men are defined by their job. What's the first question they ask you when somebody meets you is what do you do? And so a lot of men get meaning from their job, which is fine, But there's a lot of people that they're not doing what they want to do. They have dead end jobs, whatever. So finding those moments of small moments of joy and happiness, and also, you know, being with people, having a conversation that matters to someone. Um, because when you die by suicide, when you commit suicide, you're leaving a massive hole. That's the issue, is that people always underestimate the hole that they leave with the people that they leave behind. They also underestimate what they can do with the future. The best explanation of depression that I've ever heard is that it doesn't allow you to see anything good about the past, nothing good in the present, and nothing good in the future. And that's basically true. Um, it'll take away all the good feelings that you had, and it's a tough thing to battle. But I think the way that we're tackling it is not, um, it's a problem of the soul. I can buy maybe into the chemical imbalance theory that we've postulated for quite a while, but I don't think we know enough about the brain to really buy into that, to be honest. And I think, like any nature versus nurture debate that everybody knows about in psychology, I think that your brain chemistry certainly plays a role, but I think it's primarily what happens after. I think it's your life circumstances that dictate, if life really feels like it's getting out of control, and um, things are really not going your way. That's when the thoughts of what if I'm not here. That's when they start to creep in. So I don't think that the solution is medication, although it can be helpful. Um, I don't think it's even inpatient therapy or therapy. Therapy. We paint therapy as this really broad, really all-encompassing solution, but I don't really think the way that we do therapy now is always that helpful. And if it is going to be helpful, it has to be encompassed with social relationships, which I fear might be on the decline with the rise of AI. And I think people are only going to become more nihilistic, not less, when AI is more prominent in our day to day. All that to say, it's a problem of the soul, um, and I think truth is not subjective, right? I think it's a mistake that we make in our culture, is that the postmodernists say that everybody's truth is equally valuable, and truth can be whatever you want it to be. I don't think that's true, but I do think meaning is subjective. And like I said, I am a Christian. I think that the highest form of meaning is a relationship with Christ, but I also think that within that there's a lot more meaning. There's a lot more ways that you can go. There's a lot more ways that you can create meaning in your life. This is the kind of therapy that I do, existentialism, trying to figure out what people want with their lives, where they want to go, what they want to do, who they want to be. And so, in order to combat nihilism, I think we need to form more connections with people. We need to make small meaning, especially in the beginning. We can have bigger senses of meaning the more that we, the longer that we go, the better that we become. But we have to find little things to give us meaning, and they have to be consistent too. It's not like this groundbreaking, earth-shattering thing that you do every day, but it is a small thing that you can do every day and that you feel like you're getting meaning out of. And if it's not working, like, change it. Figure figure out how to overcome that mindset of, well, nothing's ever gonna work. Everything's lost. Because that's just not true. So, I do think that you can make your own meaning. I don't think that truth is relative. I think that's a lot of our culture is wrong. If we switched our messaging a little bit, I think we could combat this issue a little bit better. I wasn't sure how long this video was gonna be, so I'm just trying to fill some time and try to get all of what I wanted to say. But this has been something that's been on my mind a lot. It's something I've done a lot of research into. It's been something that I've been blessed to help people with. So I feel like I have a fair bit of knowledge, but of course, a lot more knowledge to go and to get. And I think you have the ultimate control over your life, and of course, not everything's in your control. That's another mistake we make, is like it's somewhere in the middle, right? Things are gonna happen to you, but there are things, it's like how you respond to it. There are things that you can do to change your life and to create your own meaning in your own way. And I've been blessed to be able to help people do that, and I've seen pretty good results. But I think we have to do better as a society and as a profession to figure this out, and that's gonna be my goal with my doctoral research, and it's hopefully more people will be alive because of it, because that's really the goal, is to save people's lives and to remind them that they're not alone. And I do feel really blessed, and I feel like I do get a lot of meaning from the work that I do and the people that I help, and hopefully I've been able to help many people, and many more people still to come. And hopefully this video bless someone, and maybe I'll do more of these. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that's my thesis. Those are my iterations of my critiques of how we handle suicide, and how we need to focus more on nihilism and trying to make meaning for people that are struggling, folks that are struggling. And I think it's like not even that hard, really. I mean, people want to do things. They want to experience life. They want to live their life. Nobody really even people that are suicidal, they don't want to die. They just want the pain to go away. That's like the most cliche thing. I think I've said this whole video, but it's true. I mean, I don't really think our tie to the world is very strong. I don't think anyone wants to die. Even when you're old and in pain, you want to prolong your life as long as possible, generally speaking. And I think there's a reason for that. Like biblically, it says that the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Death is never a good thing, but we do get to be with Jesus. So praise God for that. And yeah, so that's my thesis. I think we need to change our entire framing around suicidal ideation. I think we need to, obviously increase our compassion for folks that are struggling with suicide. I don't think that we, I don't know. I don't think that we've been trying to get rid of the stigma. I think there should be a stigma around it, but I don't think that there should be a stigma around talking about it and reaching out. So hopefully people see this video and it blesses them, and hopefully they reach out to me and able to provide some things that'll help them. So it's been a blessing to speak to you, and hopefully I do more of these. God bless.